nothing's as it should be. You know what I mean? You're getting hollow, what I'm going to call hollow spots.
Right, but I mean, that's first print. There's a lot of adjustment to be made, so...
Well, I was feeling more when I was feeling the type, but you're seeing it in the print. There's high and low points. There's a lot of impression happening over here. So if a spot in the plastic doesn't have the support under it, is it getting pushed down? Is it getting hollowed out? So I don't know, you know, but sanding the surface, getting everything a little flatter will help.
Does the solvent, what's it doing when you're saying that it's...
See that
Oh yeah,
spray right there?
it's taking away from it entirely.
But what I did is I took this and I set it down here and I dumped solvent right on it to see if it would eat it. And then I left it on there, and then a few seconds later I went and a giant
Piece of plastic came off. Okay.
So just dabbing it doesn't really seem to affect it. This stuff evaporates so quickly that it's not going to stay on there.
Also, the more you do that to the surface of the letter, it's going to smooth it out and get rid of that texture we're looking for too.
Here's my interesting thing. This seems to be a nice flat base. Flatter
if we print it upside down.
Yeah, if you printed it upside down. So that's right on the flat surface. You know there's not going to be any variation in it if you print it upside down. Where that ends up being weird is where all of a sudden you have this counter.
Yep, we'd have to add the support to it.
You'd have to add the support and then chop it off.
Peeling out the support would be the difficult part. We had talked about that, and we were talking about possibly trying that, but there wouldn't be as much texture to it if we did it that way too.
So your goal is to have texture in the type. Unlike in wood type, we don't want to have texture. We want it to be completely smooth.
Right, but a lot of people, like they'll see the wood grain in the wood type, they'll see a crack in an A, they'll see a piece that's, a chunk that's missing over here.
Sure.
They're like, oh, that adds character to it. So we're like, what kind of character can the 3D printer create as well? Just ever so slightly. You can see they're little plastic powder, but if we...
So what are you doing there with the lighter? Talking to the camera.
It is basically, so when you're sanding this type of plastic, it creates tiny little powdery bits of plastic that you're sanding off. And by just grazing it with the lighter, you can melt those little plastic pellets down to nothing.
Same thing, right?
Okay, so
Still
that's
compressed air.
grazing it with the sandpaper to see what happens. And do we want to sand down another one of them and try the air compressor as well?
Mine's the iced tea, but you can set it somewhere else for now.
So that's very lightly and very carefully getting rid of those high spots.
And then your hand.
And that may be enough, I don't know. That might be enough to just roll with it.
Sugar.